Merhaba, Nasılsın? My name is Simon Hill. Thank you for clicking this video. Thank you for tuning in. I'm gonna get straight to the point. I'm here in beautiful Nilüfer. I'm probably not saying that right. Nilüfer Park here in Istanbul. I used to love coming to this park. I'm leaving Istanbul soon, like in about a week and a half. So I just wanted to talk quickly about like what it's been like living here in Istanbul for like 10 months and what I've experienced, what I like and what I don't like, etc. Let me take off my sunglasses because my glasses look really crooked. But I love this park, and it's in a neighborhood called Ayub Sultan. As you can see, it's kind of a far walk from where I live. I have to walk like maybe 15 minutes to get here, but it's right by the water. You can take boat rides. I've taken boat rides here before, and it's cool. Really green, really nice fresh air. Get away from the hustle and bustle of the city, even though it's literally right behind me. The cars and the main street is right there, but as soon as you step in here, it's really quiet. But yeah, so I've been living in Istanbul. I'm filming this video June 23rd, 2022, and I came here in Istanbul in October of 2021. So that's about 10 months, and I'll be leaving July 1st to go to Marmaris, then after that Mauritius to backpack across Africa. So let me talk about what I like about it. So first and foremost, the city is huge. It's like 20 million people. So I'm pretty sure anything that you want to do, that you want to get into it, you can get into it here. You know, it's big enough for you to find your community, your tribe, your group, activities to do, stuff like that. So a big city like this is a plus for anybody who just wants to be active, right? Um, City almost never sleeps, but I'll talk about that later. Uh, so secondly, what I like, well, let me first say that I've been living here in Istanbul for these past 10 months and I've witnessed like hyperinflation. So, you know, what was like, how can I say this? Like what was 100 lira when I came here is now like 140 or 160. I took a taxi ride when I first came here, it was like 45. I took a taxi last weekend, it was like 75. You know, look on the charts, look on the map. I'm not an economist, but prices have been going up crazy here because of the global situation with Ukraine and everything else, COVID. So even with that, though, even with the price of inflation going up and prices going up, Istanbul, if you're earning US dollars or euros, is still like very affordable. I'll talk about my apartment. So I pay like $420 for an apartment that has 2 bedrooms, large living room, a nice amount of space on the third floor with 2 balconies. And so $420 US can get you a lot here in Istanbul, right? What else? Also, food is generally still cheap, though I have seen it go up in price, but it sort of evens out when you earn US dollars, right? So I've been doing okay, teaching English online, not earning a lot of money, like around 2K a month or so. If I work really hard, I could earn like around 2K. And so, what else? Istanbul, I would say, is really beautiful as well, you know, because it's a city on both sides of Asia and Europe. You have water all around it, so you can definitely hop on the boats, hop on the ferries and stuff like that. For example, right behind me is the Haliç, I believe. The Haliç is a little place of water that runs into this neighborhood at least. So you can come here, see the water, hop on a boat, that sort of thing. Uh, Let me talk about the weather. So since I've been here, man, it's been cold. Honestly, you know, I used to say I love winter, but this winter lasted so long that I started really hating winter or wishing that there was more sun and heat and warmth because this winter lasted so long. And even still at night, it gets really cold at night. Like, you know, I'm from Louisiana. So in Louisiana, you know, we have definitely a lot more sun, a lot more heat and stuff like that. So if you like a cold city that'll be cold for a long time, you know, Istanbul is for you. For me, not so much. I said earlier the city is really big, so you can do a lot of stuff, but it's also too big, honestly. Like, you know, for a city this size, the public transit stops at 12, maybe 1, if I'm mistaken, but it definitely does not have 24-hour train, metro, bus, that sort of thing. And for a city of 20 million people, I think that's almost unacceptable. You know what I mean? I remember I went to Boston the first time, and I was upset that Boston, they cut their stuff off at 12 or whatever, right? And Istanbul is greater magnitude, of a much greater magnitude in size than Boston. And, that's not cool, honestly, in my opinion. So, yeah, Istanbul can be big, and that's a plus, but it's also a minus because they don't sort of like support it being so big, in my opinion. Um, so what did I say are the positives? The city is big, that could be a plus. Winters are long if you like cold weather, that could be a plus. Uh, Even with inflation, it's still cheap for US dollars and euros. That's a plus if you're an expat, whatever, right? I hate that term, but I'll use it. So that's one thing. What else? A positive, I guess. If you're a Muslim traveler like me, definitely Istanbul is a great city to do Muslim stuff. You can get into Islam. Mosques are everywhere. Hear the adhan all the time, right? Let's see. One thing I don't like about it, cleanliness a bit. You know, cleanliness, cleanliness. I know that's just one spot. But like I said, I live in Ayap Sultan, which is the hood. I don't live in a touristic area. I live in the trenches, like with like working class Turkish people. And so over there, it's a lower income area, and like yeah, it is a bit grimy, at least. You do see some trash in the street and stuff like that. But in general, I would say Turkish people kind of keep it clean. I do see street sweepers and stuff like that everywhere. Like if I stay in this park long enough, I'll see a guy coming through sweeping up the place. But it can get a bit grimy. It does get a bit dirty in Istanbul, but I guess you can expect that in any city. A negative, I would say, even though it is a big city, right, it's still very homogenous. So even though this is technically in Europe, 50-50 Europe, Asia, right, it doesn't feel like a European city. Definitely feels like more of a Middle Eastern city, Arab city, right, and a very homogenous city where people want to assert their ethnic identity, or at least of Turkishness, right? And so it's not like Paris, where you can see different types of people, different races of people specifically interwoven into the society, right? Like when I went to Paris, I saw, black people and Asian people, people that were of phenotypical difference, distinct phenotypical difference, that were welded into the society. So they were like working, driving around in cars and stuff like that. Istanbul is still like very homogenous. Like you would not be able to assume who is Turkish, who is Azerbaijani, whatever, Georgian, whatever, just by walking around and looking at the people. And so if you're a black traveler, or if you're a person of distinct physical phenotypical difference that can be pointed out, like you're probably going to feel at some times, like I have, go check out my Being Black in Turkey video, of being like othered. You know what I mean? That's one thing I would say about that. Another thing I would say I don't like about Istanbul, it can be a bit noisy. Like no matter what time at night, because I live in Ayap Sultan, I always hear like traffic, and we live right by the highway. Now I know in certain parts of the city you can get like quiet. I used to, when I was living here, I'm saying this like it's the past already, but when I was living here, we would stay sometimes with my girlfriend's girlfriend, my girlfriend's friend at her house, and she lives like in a more posh area. I forgot the exact name. No, not Besiktas, but one of those really, really posh areas. And it was dead quiet at night, and I got great sleep there. But in my neighborhood, you don't get great sleep because the noise is so constant. And I guess that depends on where you live, but that's just something I didn't like about it. Uh, what else? Let's see. Traffic. Istanbul traffic can be a monster if you're driving here. I look outside my window. I don't drive, but I do take Ubers and taxis. And when you look outside the window, you see the streets are just jam-packed. And if you talk to any Istanbuler, they'll tell you that the traffic here is just monstrous. It can get really bad. You can be stuck in traffic for hours. Like I said, the city is way too big, so taking a taxi from one end to the other would cost you a gang of money, a ton of money. And for a city that doesn't have public transit running 24 hours, that could be a problem as well. Let's see, what else? Like I said, Turkish food is great. Or maybe I didn't say that, but Turkish food is generally cheap. You can eat out for two at a nice restaurant like me and my wife do. And we could spend like around $14 for two at a very nice restaurant. You know what I mean? something very nice, very filling. Food tastes good. Turkish people have a very varied cuisine, so their cuisine is like very hearty. A lot of meat. Turkish people are the masters of meat. This is the second best food I've had in the world after Indonesia. So Istanbul has great cuisine, great choices. We check out the video on Ethiopian food we did. Like I said, we had some Indonesian food here, cooked by some real Indonesians, which was great, and they hooked us up. Though it was a bit small, plate was a bit small, and it was a bit pricey. Nasi goreng for like for like 70 liras. Come on, what is that? What is that? Anyway, uh, yeah, you can eat great here. You can experience culture. You can find different cultures, but those cultures don't, especially the ones that are of distinct physical difference, they're not really interwoven into society. So if you're coming here as, a visibly Asian tourist, if you're coming here as a black tourist, you will be feeling some sort of alienation or otherness. Now, if anybody wants to debate me who's not black, we know what's going to happen to your comment. But yeah, generally I would give Istanbul like a 7 out of 10 if I was to rate it. It's not my favorite city in the world. I would never live here just because of the bigness. I also feel like, parks don't really have a lot going on, here in Istanbul. It's nothing compared to Kalemegdan in Belgrade. I give Istanbul a 7 out of 10. Great food, great culture, a lot of stuff to see and do. Relatively cheap if you're coming in with expat dollars or currencies. But yeah, I don't like the noisiness, just the sheer size of it. Uh, it's also too much. It doesn't feel very multicultural, and I want to be in a multicultural place. Also with public transit that runs 24 hours. If not, I'm gonna live in a smaller city and I'll bike everywhere, take it by myself. But yeah, so gonna miss Istanbul somewhat. It's a great place. It's a great place, but there's also more of the world to see. We don't get too attached to one place. So thank you for watching this video. My name is Simon Hill. Love to Istanbul. Love to Turkey. Turkey #1. Yeah, check it out. Peace. All right. Hey, so there's one more thing I forgot to mention when I rewatched the video that I made. I'm here back in my apartment in Eyüp Sultan, and I want to talk about something I forgot, which is English here in Turkey. If you come to Turkey like as a Turkish speaker, find someone who speaks Turkish, of course. You should probably do that in every country you go to, but unlike many other, European countries, at least, Turks almost speak like zero English. It's like not even funny. And I'm not an Anglophone supremacist. I don't give a fuck about if people speak English or not, but it's just something you got to know because, the Turkish people are somewhat even kind of proud that they don't know English. Many people just say, oh, well, English doesn't matter. Why don't you speak Turkish? And for any Turkish people who want to watch this video and then get upset that, English, that I'm bringing up the English point and you think everybody should speak Turkish, just do this. All right. If you want the whole world to speak Turkish, just do what the French did, the British did, the Spanish did. Rape half of the world, colonize half of the world, enslave half of the world, force your culture and stuff like that on them, and boom, you'll have it. I mean, the playbook has been the same for the past 500 years. That's all. I'm not trying to bring that up, but, Turkish, unfortunately, is not an international language. Now, who knows what it might be in the future. But right now, English is very important. But what I'm just trying to say is, find somebody who speaks Turkish to help you move around here. Because, even going to like restaurants and stuff, is very hard. Especially if you want to do big business here, definitely find someone who speaks Turkish because most Turks, English is zero, zilch. So, yeah. Also, if you're a faceless Anon who's going to watch this video and then leave some comment like your point matters, nobody cares, right? I wonder why people always feel the need to leave some diatribe as if we read it. The comments don't even get posted, buddy. Don't even get posted. But anyway, Turkey is a dope place. Come and visit. It's really cool. Great food, great views. Other than that, yeah, that's all I had to say. Plus and cons about Turkey. Hit the like button and subscribe. My name is Simon Hill. Peace.